Hello viewers, it is another edition of the Big League Soccer. Of course, I'm your regular host. You're welcome to the show, and as usual I have with me my panel of analysts, starting from far right. Julius Ojagbase, how are you?
I'm okay, it's good to be back on this show.
Babatunde Alao, Arsenal won, and it's like your best chance of landing a trophy after 9 years. You're welcome to the show, Baba.
I'm happy, and it's a pleasure to be here.
And Johnny, what do you know the last? Johnny Edwards, a fanatical Chelsea fan. I don't know, I wouldn't know whether Tottenham sold out to you guys over the weekend.
I doubt that. But first, guys, thank you for having me on the program again. And I want to say congratulations to my Arsenal fans here. At least they're already in the semi-final, eyeing the trophy after 9 years.
It looks likely.
Yeah.
But any Arsenal fan will tell you nothing is certain. Nothing could be taken for granted. Remember, Birmingham, a couple of years back, undid them in the final. And who says Wigan cannot do it? So, we go straight to the big matches of the weekend. We take a look at the big ones, and then we dovetail into the Champions League, which starts on Tuesday with Arsenal buying Barcelona and Manchester City. Baba, 4-1 against Everton, against a cup-winning, the cup holder, that is the cup-winning coach, talking about Roberto Martinez. How did that feel?
I think on last week, I think we discussed the issue that when Arsenal lost against Stoke City, and you expect a reaction. That's what we got against Everton. So it's not surprising, because you can't take it away from the fact that Arsenal, they're a good side this season, and they've been doing well. So against an Everton side, they had their back against the wall. They just have to come back in the flying colors.
Now, Julius, among the semi-finalists, I'm talking about the English FA Cup semi-finalists, Arsenal are obviously the biggest name. You have Sunderland, you have the Sheffield. Division 3 Sheffield United, that is League 2 side. Okay, so on paper, Arsenal are the favourites, but can we take it for granted, especially as they are going to be playing against the cup holders, Wigan Athletic, in the semi-finals?
No, I think I will pick from what you just said. On paper, it is Arsenal to lose.
Right.
But as you know, I know, football is not always played on the papers.
Especially with Arsenal.
and the fact that, like I said before we're on tape, we said I would rather want to play a team that I know, like a City, than playing a Wigan. Now, it could be argued that why do you choose, because these are things we normally tag underdogs. Right. But on those occasions, those teams throw caution to the wind. They have nothing to lose, so they just go for it. And an Arsenal team that I have known over time, they have tendency to I don't want to say relax, but you see, they have a tendency for playing the game before they even get into the game, and that is a problem. But I don't know what they will do this time around. But to be honest, Arsenal should win the FA Cup with those lineup.
Johnny, is it right to describe Wigan as the underdogs, bearing in mind the fact that they are the cup holders, bearing in mind the fact that they went to Etihad and defeated Manchester City, almighty Manchester City? Only 3 teams before Wigan did that this season, and even this season, City destroyed Wigan 5-0 in the Carling Cup. So any team that went to the Etihad, I should think, should be accorded some respect. More so, they are the cup holders. Is it right for Arsenal or anybody to view Wigan as the underdogs?
Well, judging from the pedigree and the fact that they are the cup holders, it's wrong. But from past meetings against Arsenal, I mean, you've absolutely, any fan should say Wigan are the underdogs. Then
straight away, Chelsea Tottenham. You destroyed Tottenham on Saturday. It was incredible.
One team refused to play.
You sure?
Tottenham, yeah.
And some will say Tottenham offered you guys 4 assists.
Well,
for all Chelsea's goals, you could see Tottenham's hand
in it. Because we forced them to make those mistakes, and you won't take it away from Chelsea for taking their chances.
And Baba, where do you think? How do you think that portends for the title? Because Chelsea are now like 9 points ahead of the team Mourinho keeps telling us are the favourites.
I label Mourinho as a deceiver, and he's very good at all these gimmicks. But you know, he's eyeing the title, of course, and he's on a very good run, and he's been lucky all the while. And he's been playing. I would say he's been playing on the intelligence of other coaches, trying to downplay. I mean, Chelsea's chances. But for goodness' sake, Chelsea have a very solid team, and they have the luck on their side, and they've been doing well. So I think the Premiership is for Chelsea to lose.
Right, because they are 7 points ahead, Liverpool in second and Arsenal in third, but 9 points ahead of Manchester City.
One thing we fail to understand, remember is if City wins their 3 outstanding games, they return to the summit.
You see, the issue is difficult.
Yeah.
You know, they have to win those matches.
And what gives you the impression that they can't win?
They can win,
so
but they can as well drop points. It's very much possible.
Chelsea already have their points in the bag.
Yes.
I mean,
and who says
floating in the air?
Who says City can as well go out there
so
and
get
it
first?
I think in that light, we were discussing this before now.
Yeah.
Now the pressure is on City.
Right.
Okay.
To win not just one match, not just 2, but 3.
Now listen, the pressure is on City. But I said, do they have the ability to get the 9 points?
They do.
The answer is yes. Now, again, looking the fact that already, like we said, City already got this point. They will be they will be more cautious not to drop points. And when you let me finish. And when you get to that position where you are
the pressure
exactly, there is always tendency for mistakes.
That is
and that's why
that's for Chelsea.
That's for
City.
Okay.
That's why I would say they can get it if they get it right. Those points are clear one. But cautiousness that they will bring into it could be a problem for them.
Great. There is a team everybody is conveniently forgetting to mention in this title race. Fine. The team is okay with that. I'm talking about Liverpool.
You're wearing the jersey.
Yes, because Liverpool are second, not by default. Yes. Okay, and they still have Chelsea and City, and even Tottenham to play at Anfield. Like I wrote a couple of weeks ago, probably early February, I said if Liverpool will not win the league, they're going to be the kingmakers. I think that statement holds true. The longer the season goes, it's looking very much likely that it's going to happen like that. But the biggest result for me yesterday, over the weekend, the biggest result for me was Wigan beating Man City at home in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Biggest in the sense that on paper, City, Wigan, no contest. Then the history, Wigan denied City an FA Cup trophy last season when they won against everybody's expectations in the final. And City haven't defeated the same Wigan 5-0 this season. You would expect it would be a stroll at the Etihad, but it was anything but a stroll.
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
They
showed brilliance. I think they came with a match plan and they executed to the latter.
Right.
And the fact that the City team, my opinion now. I was discussing with somebody that I think the City team, they are counting, their options and trying to see, okay, do we throw all our personnel to this game? And
they had Barcelona and a big task.
But they started not all.
I think I have the list here.
Only Silva and Zeko were rested.
Not only Silva and Zeko.
The goalkeeper,
the defense line.
It was an understrength City team. It was still a team strong enough.
I agree.
Strong enough to win. That is
the point I'm
most
trying
pundits will tell you City's second team would vie for the top 4.
That's the point.
It was not an excuse, really.
Sorry, that's the point I was trying to make.
Okay.
The way they are auctioned, do we field our strongest side against this team, and then risk maybe injury to one or two of them, and then considering the fact that we have a Barcelona to go play. I think they will fancy. I think we need to chase the Champions League more than the FA Cup. That's my opinion. I guess that played out in the lineup we saw. But having said that, I still see a City that went to Bayern Munich with
Barcelona.
No, they went to Munich.
Okay, Munich, yeah, to win.
And they didn't field all their, because they had a game with Arsenal that weekend. They actually didn't play that game. Aguero wasn't there. Yes, they didn't, and they won.
So don't forget, Bayern also too rested some players.
Actually, it's just one player. No, it's just one player that was rested in that game. But my point is, on a day that football wants to go the way it go, it will always be that way. So we gave it to City, but they didn't take
Baba, is that not discrediting Wigan? Because for me, they were fantastic. And even the only goal City scored was an offside goal. Technically, because Lescott was impeding the vision of the goalkeeper. That's a Foster. Lescott was impeding his vision and even tried to make contact with the ball when Nasri took his shot. So that technically shouldn't have counted. So it should have been like 2-0. But are we taking anything away from Wigan if we talk so much about City? Was there nothing that Wigan did right in that game?
I think Wigan deserved their win. They did well, they played well, they got their tactics right, and they persevere. Because I think even despite that City started with an under-strength team, they threw everything at them in the second half, and they were able to absorb all the pressures, and they got away with the win. So, and beside the fact that they beat this same City side last season, that gives them a kind of moral and confidence that we can do it. And I think morale goes a long way in everything you do, and in football too. So credit to Wigan.
We move now to La Liga, where Real Madrid are leading by 3 points. They are 4 points better than Barcelona. After, surprise, Barca lost by the odd goal to relegation-haunted Valladolid. And Real, 24 hours later, did what they had to do. They won 3-0 against Levante. So, are we saying the title is going to be snatched away, or has it been snatched away finally? Because Barca still have a Clasico at Santiago Bernabeu. 2 weeks time. Does this place everything in Real's hands?
We already know.
Johnny?
We already know where the title is going.
You know, I don't know.
We already know.
Where is it going?
It's going to Madrid.
To Madrid, okay.
Either of the rival cities, but it's definitely going.
What happened? What do you think happened to Barcelona?
I think I should blame the coach.
Why?
We had this international break during the midweek, and he refused to rest those players. We all knew what happened to Messi, where he was vomiting on the pitch. Yes. Give that young man a rest. Neymar was off color, having played for Brazil against South Africa. Those guys,
and flying almost 14 hours to Spain.
Those guys need rest. They are humans as well. You played Dani Alves, you played Neymar. I mean, and don't forget again, Iniesta was missing because his wife lost their unborn baby. A lot of things could
our hearts go to Iniesta and the family. So you continue.
You get, so a lot of things happened to Barcelona over the weekend that I felt the coach should have, think deep to tinker that team to, I mean, for goodness sake, a real, although I'm not taking anything away from the win, but it was a game they could have modeled something out of it, even if it was a draw.
You see, each time Barcelona, or this year, 2014, anytime Barcelona played midweek match, they always came unstuck during the weekend. Julius, because if you remember, after playing Man City, after defeating Man City, they lost to a lesser light in the Liga. So, could you actually put this down to Tata Martinez? Could you say it was his fault, or there is something else?
I think we've said it already. It's just like, repeating what we have just said. Some of these players need a break.
Right.
Particularly when you play.
You're putting it on the coach, just like Johnny did.
Yes, they should give them a break. And if you need to even field some of those players, maybe in the second half or so, but when you start them off, I mean, fatigue come to play, and that has been shown the first game, and the same thing has happened after the international.
While I agree with you guys to some extent, I don't want us to take anything away from Valladolid. those guys did a human, because Barcelona, I mean, they did everything they could. I mean, there are very few teams in the world
but did you
who could stop Barcelona in spite of the tiredness.
So did you see the game?
I saw the game.
I saw that game, and the Barcelona team I saw that they were lazy. Apart from lazy, I was telling myself, am I watching a La Liga match? Because the goal was scored in the 70 minutes,
Yes.
first half.
First half,
So they
yes.
had
By
enough
Rossi.
time.
Exactly. It wasn't the
You see,
90th minute.
but please, let us drive this point home. Viewers, in case you might not realize it, the game, but all Barcelona players who featured in that game played international midweek. As if that was not bad enough. The game was played in the afternoon, Saturday. After these players, like those who played against South Africa, traveled 13-14 hours. Okay, reaching Spain on a Thursday. There was no training on Friday. There was no recuperation. There was no rest. You played Saturday afternoon.
So
That's why I'm blaming the coach.
It would tell.
That's why I'm blaming. He knew the fixture beforehand. And if you, I want to bring you back to the Premier League when this Chelsea Mourinho Wilmot saga that he told the Belgian coach not to play Hazard for 90 minutes, and the young man came out to say, "I need to play consistently to be on my top form." But we all knew what happened against Cote d'Ivoire. After 24 minutes, maybe he feigned injury. Who knows? He said he had an ankle injury, and he walked off the pitch.
And he played.
Ramirez, Oscar, Willian, who went with the Selakau to South Africa, they came in the second round. Although Oscar started the game, he was replaced. You get.
But Oscar didn't play 90 minutes against. And for the coach anyway, Dani Alves didn't play 90 minutes against Bafana. He came late in the second half. So you couldn't really excuse his own performance. But overall, I mean, you should have rested the bulk of that team.
And for goodness sake, you still have a Song who
Yes,
played,
Alex Song.
who played against.
Is this still
I'm not trying to tell you that he has a depth.
He could have tinkered the team and
What about Puyol?
For goodness sake.
Who didn't have any international?
Yes, he has told us farewell. He has given his farewell.
He didn't manage the situation
He
well
didn't
at all.
manage
And
it well,
it's just also unfortunate for Barcelona that they were playing against a side that had their back against the wall.
Honestly, relegation haunted teams are usually
desperate.
So they will be fired up too.
Yeah, fired up. More than
But their season will be defined tomorrow on Tuesday when they host Manchester City, because just like as they are wounded, so is City as well.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a game to watch.
Yes, that will take us to the Champions League. But the last league match that I want us to actually look at is Napoli-Roma. It was fire for fire, although only one goal to show for it. And Napoli now have closed the gap on Roma in second place to 3 points, although Roma still have a game in hand. So first position is decided, not officially, but we all know, like in Germany, Juventus are running away with that title.
In Germany.
In Italy, like Bayern are doing in Germany. Bayern have virtually run away with the title.
And Celtic are doing also in Scotland.
So for me, those leagues are no longer interesting. Okay, so maybe we should just go straight to the Champions League. Champions League, Tuesday, Wednesday, big matches, big dates for the English clubs. Arsenal, they travel to Bayern Munich, hoping to overturn a 2-0 home deficit. Yes, good news for the Gunners. They nearly did it last season when they won 2-0 at Allianz Arena, having lost 3-1.
Who says Thunder can
at
In
home.
Emirates, yeah.
But it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think Bayern will be wary this time
Who
around.
says Thunder can Thunder
Johnny,
can strike twice?
Johnny, do you think
Are we going for
Arsenal win or qualification? There is a difference between Arsenal win and qualification.
You know what? As Boyd with the 4-1 win over Everton, they should have a glimmer of hope.
Hello. Are Bayern Munich like
Everton.
anything like Everton?
I think realistically speaking, I don't see an Arsenal winning.
Winning or qualifying?
I don't see them winning. So if they don't win, definitely
of course they need to win.
I don't see a win for an. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I don't see them winning. The fact is that the first time that it happened, the Bayern Munich they almost regret
yes, they almost paid
exactly, and the fact that they cannot. I mean, Arsenal have an history in Germany, to be honest.
So why would you say they don't stand a chance?
Arsenal have an history. I'll tell you why I said I don't see them winning. They have an history in Germany, as it were. And the man in charge has an history with Arsenal. I will say that. I will explain. It was in
Guardiola.
Yes, it was in Barcelona. They came to the Emirates. We won them 2-1. We went back to Nou Camp and were beaten twice. It happens, and so he has an history with
Julius,
Arsenal in that regard.
And any Arsenal fan who wants to listen to this, I have this piece of good news for you. What is the news? All English teams this season have won
in
Germany. Manchester City did it to Bayern, and Man United did it to Leverkusen 5-0. Chelsea did it to Schalke 04.
But can I ask you a question?
Excuse me. 3 teams.
Wait.
Arsenal will just make it for drop.
And those are the top teams.
Sorry, I think I want to ask, on which stage of the tournament were those games won? Is it because here we are
the group stage?
Yes,
but like you know very well.
Yes.
Arsenal traveling to Germany is like a very good hunting ground for them. They defeated Bayern there at this stage last season.
I could give you some factors that work for Arsenal that are not there right now.
Wait, another 2-0 will take the game to extra time. Although, honestly speaking, I think Arsenal are not totally out.
Well, looking at my
I think for me, I think Arsenal has nothing to lose going to Germany this time around.
And that's the advantage you
have.
And
with the background that if we lose this game, we'll be out of the Champions League. We'll be able to now concentrate on the FA Cup. So I think Arsenal will be going there, trying to give their all. So whatever happens, they have their pride to pay for, even if they didn't eventually qualify. But I don't see them going there just to lie.
I don't think Arsenal will start in Sanogo this time around.
And they eventually might even. And you see, when we weigh the reasons they did well last season,
right?
I'm missing a World Cup in that team.
Of course,
it was instrumental. I have a Jovio that is pacey. You see, I will tell you reason why I think Arsenal will find it difficult. We need a pacey player that could help. In the team right now, they are not there.
Well, as we speak now, Ramsey, I mean, in a few minutes they will declare if he will be certified fit to travel with the team.
And
for me, that's going to be a massive.
And that will be his first game.
For me, I think Ramsey should not even
play because that will be his first game.
To be honest with you, I don't know if Arsenal will qualify or not, but I'm sticking out my neck for an Arsenal win. Whether it will be enough to qualify or not, I don't know.
Yeah,
they need to win 3-1, 4-2, or at least score more than 2 goals and win by a difference of 2 goals. Okay, I don't know whether they will be able to manage it, but I think they are capable and they will beat Bayern.
If Wenger,
that is my prediction.
If Wenger gets his,
what do you say?
An Arsenal win.
An Arsenal win. Yeah. But will they qualify?
My crystal ball hasn't revealed that yet.
Good, Baba.
I'm sticking my neck out for a draw.
Good. Draw. As in Arsenal win, they go into extra time? You need to be clear.
I don't see Arsenal qualifying, but I think they might just get a draw.
A draw in Munich.
I think I see another 2-0 Bayern win. Over
Bayern winning. Fine. So that's everybody has stuck at the neck now. So we go to the second big game for the English contingent, because I mean, it's as good as 3 of them might not make it. Yeah. But this week, either 2 of them will drop, 1 will drop, or the 2 will even make it. Man City traveled to Camp Nou to take on Barcelona. And like I said, I feel something tells me City could actually qualify. Why? Because I look at that Barcelona's defense and I laugh.
Even the midfield.
If I happen to be the opponent, any decent team will have confidence against a defense line of Javier Mascherano and Gerard Piqué.
And Daniel Alves on the flank.
What do you say, Johnny?
It's really going to be tough for Manchester City.
Everybody knows that.
I don't see Manchester City scoring without Barcelona responding.
Yeah,
but
3-1.
The facts,
City are true.
The advantage Manchester City have going into this fixture is they have all their big guns fit and ready to go.
Right. Aguero has put like 2 games under his belt since coming from injury.
Same cannot be said about the Barcelona team. Neymar was rubbish. Timaka, I don't know if you.
He would have rested well.
I don't
now.
think he will recover from all those jugglers. Messi is far from being fit. Iniesta is still mourning. Xavi is not finding it easy with Fabregas in the middle of the park. Pedro, you get so there seems to be lots of problems with Barcelona going forward. So I think I'm going for a draw.
You're going for a draw.
Barca will qualify.
Barca will qualify, but a draw at Camp Nou.
Yeah.
Baba.
I beg to differ a little bit from what Johnny has said. I think when it comes to Champions League at this stage, going into the match, Barcelona already have 2 goals advantage. And I think the players, they have a way of getting their mindset to play in such a big game. The opposition also determine how well players respond. So, and you are talking about the defense. I see a Barca team that the tradition is still there. They will keep the ball away from you. So you don't have to get to their defense most of the time. And if they deny you the ball for several minutes in the game, then I don't see how City is going to do damage.
Julius, Chelsea didn't need to win possession for a long time. 2 seasons ago, when they defeated Barca.
They didn't even have possession.
Right. And then the 2 teams are hurting. I believe one of the reasons why Man City lost the first leg was the approach of Manuel Pellegrini. City went against their philosophy. They went defensive. Do you see them going defensive in this return leg?
There will be no need for them to be defensive. That is established. But having said that,
right,
I think they will still be cautious.
Cautious, yeah.
We might
cautious of what?
Of the Barcelona.
Because of the quality of lose.
Sorry. You still have to be cautious because we've all analyzed and said the Barcelona team we saw on Saturday were bad. But hello, we can still put those factors.
City that I saw on Sunday were bad too.
Okay, good.
The 2 teams are hurting as we speak.
So that makes it interesting for the neutrals.
The advantage City has.
But that makes it interesting for the neutrals. But if I know what I know, the Nou Camp is always a different terrain entirely, particularly when it comes to the Champions League. See, there is a great history. The only thing that did otherwise was Bayern Munich last year. And
last season.
They went home way and
good news.
And they did it. Sorry, Bayern did it in style. Okay. So they didn't just do it.
You have a point.
Johnny, you were going to take Julius on a point.
Yeah, when you were saying, I mean, City going into this game have a big point. I mean, a big point to prove. The big guns are coming back. Zabaleta on the right flank. Kolarov was rested. Company. Joe Hart. Even if I call him Joe Kango, pardon me for that. You get so. Zeko, I mean, I'll be tipping him to spearhead the attack alongside Aguero. Negredo in his last 6 games has failed to score. 7. Sorry, thank you very much. 7 games, and if you judging from his resting, are you sure? Or he's fast becoming the next Torres? So I think it's going to be an exciting game.
To you City fans watching this, I have this good news for you. Yes, English clubs have defeated Spanish oppositions on Spanish soil before. The last I could remember, Liverpool defeated Real Madrid 1-0 at the Santiago Bernabeu. The same Liverpool defeated Barcelona at Camp Nou 2-1 and advanced on the 2 occasions. Yes, and City.
Arsenal did it to Real Madrid too.
Yes.
Before they go.
So City, if they dare to believe, I think, looking at that Barcelona defense, I keep saying it, City can score 3-4 goals, which should be enough. Even if Barcelona score 3-1, 4-2, we'll see City advance to the quarterfinals. Over to you, Manuel Pellegrini.
Sorry to cut you short, sorry to intrude. He mentioned Arsenal.
Right.
Chelsea also did it too against Valencia, drawing 1-1 at Stamford Bridge and going to the Mestalla to win 2-1.
So English clubs have good history of winning there in Spain. Honestly speaking, I think the 2 English clubs playing Champions League this week will win. Whether the wins will be enough for them to qualify is what I can't say. Yes, viewers, this has been another exciting big league soccer. Baba, thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
Julius, Johnny,
it's my pleasure.
Thanks for being part of the show.
Pleasure is all mine.
Make it a date with us when we converge here again to look at the Champions League, to review the Champions League matches and preview the big league matches that will be taking place over the weekend. Don't forget, post your comments and subscribe. Be sure that we'll read your comments and we'll act on them. Thank you very much.